Hello everyone. By the time you're watching this, 17 days should have passed. It should be, when you watch this, March 27th. In other words, the 1-year anniversary of Nintendo Today. So I want to take this opportunity a year later to talk about Nintendo Today, especially since I think I'm one of the only people in the world who kind of likes this app. A year ago, right before the Switch 2 was the Switch 2 Direct happened, Nintendo announced that they were doing or creating a new app called Nintendo Today, where you could get daily news and information about basically everything Nintendo related. It was an all-in-one place where you could get updates on, games, Nintendo Direct, trailers, all that kind of good stuff. To promote the app, they started by promoting the Legend of Zelda movie, giving a small update on that. Following that, they did a whole campaign where they showed Switch 2 stuff, which we'll take a look at some of that in a minute. And since then, this app has consistently been used to announce new games like shadow drops, like the Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, probably most recently. They announced that in Nintendo Today. And today, for Mario Day, they had the trailer for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book and just gave it a release date right in Nintendo Today. So a lot of good things are happening. There's a lot of good things happening too in relation to things like the Mario Galaxy movie. A lot of promotion has been done for the Galaxy movie and the Zelda movie, like I said, in Nintendo Today. And we'll take a look at some of this here in a second. But there's a lot of stuff that Nintendo's been doing with Nintendo Today. I don't think it's perfect. I do have some hope for improvement for Nintendo as they continue to long-term focus on this app. But considering we're about a year in and they're adding new features specifically for something like the Galaxy movie, makes me think that this is truly something that we're in for the long haul for. So to start off with, I'm recording this on my iPhone and not directly off iPhone or iPad because Nintendo has virtually blocked all kinds of screen capture and screenshotting of Nintendo Today. I have no idea why. It is truly baffling. I don't know. So this is why we're doing it this way, but also because these videos with my hands tend to do the best. So we're gonna stick with what works. So every day, Nintendo Today looks a little bit different. When you open up the app, you have a nice large animation that plays with today's date, and you can change the theme of this app to be one of multiple different Nintendo characters or franchises. So I have mine set to be Splatoon because Splatoon is my personal favorite Nintendo franchise. And if I just tap, you can see the animation that would play. It plays on tap or, once every day. They have special animations that will play too, depending on if it's like New Year's or Christmas, or since it's Mario Day, if we go over to our profile here and I can tap on theme, and you can see some of the other themes that are available here. Let's go with Mario for a moment. And there's a cool little Mario Day animation that plays here as well. So that's nice. They do little things like that, and it's very nice. You can change this theme anytime you want. So let's say you're a fan of Kirby. You can switch it to Kirby, and you don't really lose anything by switching the theme to whatever you want. There's even a shuffle option, so you can have it display a different theme every day where you don't pick a character. I do want to pick my Splatoon theme, and you can see the background gets a little Splatoonified. The general UI has squid iconography, things like that. The color scheme adjusts to be more Splatoon-esque, so those kinds of things happen. If I tap on home, actually, let's go back to the main page here. So here you get the calendar, which shows what in-game events for games that you own or play are going on. So today in Animal Crossing, for example, let me tap on it, is Shamrock Day. I did not play Splatoon, or Animal Crossing New Horizons today, so missed out on Shamrock Day, but you know what? Next year, I'll get it. And for events like this, you can choose to be notified, assuming they haven't happened yet. And you can customize, here it is, in-game events. You can pick what games you want to be notified about and which ones you don't. So, for example, I could choose to have notifications for Pokemon Legends ZA. I beat the main story for that and didn't want to follow up on it, so I just shut that off. Fire Emblem Shadows, I still check in every now and then. Mario Kart World, I want to know when there's events going on there. Splatoon, obviously I want to know. There's some other games that I've previously played that I've turned notifications off for, like Donkey Kong Bonanza. This game regularly, if you bought the DLC, has Emerald Rush events going on. I didn't buy the DLC, so I didn't feel the need to get notifications for those, so I turned them off. But if you're one of the people that did buy the DLC, go ahead and turn those on, and you'll be just happy about that. Pocopia is a new one. Don't have this game, so don't want to get notifications for it, but if you do, you can. And here recently, actually, I've been playing more Pokemon trading card game Pocket, so I'm actually going to turn that back on because I kind of do want to get notified about those. So every day you can see, what's going on your calendar, but you can also tap on this calendar icon and get a greater view of the week as a whole. So Shamrock Day, for example, is today only, but there's some ongoing things as well, like Young Spring Bamboo, that's available kind of on an ongoing basis. Fire Emblem Shadows had a new chapter, or chapters, I guess, added. And then these monthly My Nintendo missions, those refresh every month. So those are ongoing, so they all kind of get saved here as well. If I want to know what's going on tomorrow, for example, I can tap on it and I can see there's, another Fire Emblem chapter being added. There's a Coin Runners event going on, so let's say I want to be notified about that. I want to be notified 15 minutes before. There we go. And what's going on the day that this video should end up going live? Nothing, just a monthly challenge. But the day before is more exciting because you can see things like Amiibo release dates, or game release dates in the case of the Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition. If we go out to April 1st, you can see like the Mario Kart, or the Lego Mario Kart Mach 8 becomes available on this day. Same day as the Mario Galaxy movie, which is exciting. So we'll just go back home. And at the moment, because they're promoting, or Nintendo's promoting the Mario Galaxy movie, there's this card here. This is new. This just started appearing today, but let's go ahead and tap on it. And there's an option for theater check-in. So if you want information about this, go watch the Mario Galaxy movie direct, but there's some features you can get when you're at a movie theater by using Nintendo Today. They've started adding these cards that you can get every day by logging in. This is actually a new one for me. Since I'm recording this after 11, it's updated. So I have card 27, the Super Mushroom, so let's tap on that. The Super Mushroom allows the user to grow larger and stronger. Featured in Mario Bros. Mario 3. Oh, those are the only two games they're featuring the Super Mushroom for. So that's very cool. And you can view it in a nice little list if you'd like. If I click on the Mario card, for example, this is one I got the other day, it'll actually show you like how old you were when some of these games released. You can get kind of a similar experience on the Nintendo Switch as well, but like when Galaxy launched, I was 8 years old. 10 years later, when Odyssey came out, I was 18. And several years after that, when Mario Wonder launched, I was 24. You do the math on the rest. I'm old. So we can just go back. And there's a lot of good promotion going on for the Mario Galaxy movie here as well. And like I said, there's a new chapter that's been added to Fire Emblem Shadows, so I'm getting notified about that. And I can tap on this and get a little bit of a trailer, so we'll just play a little bit of it here. No reason to watch the whole thing. So if you play Fire Emblem Shadows, and I'm one of the weird people that does from time to time, you can get your Fire Emblem Shadow news here. And then we get into some of the less exciting bits of Nintendo today. So on days where there's no news, or even on days when there is news, you'll see some of these more just engagement-like cards, not news-based. So today there's this card about Legend of Zelda and Octoroks. Seems interesting enough. This is kind of how Octoroks looked in, which Zelda game is that? The original? Compared to, I can't tell what game this is. Adventure of Link, Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, and I think this is, the Link's Awakening remake. So that's pretty neat. Down at the bottom you have some buttons. You can indicate that this is useful, or funny, or cool, or cute. I'll be honest, there's very few things in Nintendo today that I find useful or cute. Sometimes there's something that's funny. A lot of the time I have like no reaction, and so my default reaction is just cool. There's a name that copy ability. This is one that maybe some users will find to be useful. So, maybe we'll say that's useful. There's some artwork for the Minish Cap, so that's pretty cool. And some of these, like if you want to refer back to a piece of artwork later because it's that cool, you can just tap this little bookmark and you can get back to it anytime you want. I'll show you how later. There's some Xenoblade stuff, Splatoon, countdown to release. I always save my Splatoon news and mark that as cool, and so does everyone else. And then one of the kind of neat newer things is this Nintendo 365 card where it'll show you what game was released on this day, however many years ago. So March 11th, nothing has come out before. And I think that it's kind of funny that they put this card here even though nothing came out. And then at the bottom you have some artwork for the theme that you've chosen. There's a user guide, there's browsing history, there's news. Let's tap on news. And here you can see like all the news articles. So like the Octorok thing isn't going to show up here. But the big announcements will. So you can filter these by what's been read or unread. So there's a couple things that I haven't read before. There's a lot of promotion for Kirby Air Riders in Nintendo today. Basically, since this game was announced, every day has had something Kirby Air Riders announced, and as someone who's not interested in Air Riders, it's quite annoying, and there's no way to disable it. This is you're putting your ear basically right up to Nintendo's mouth when using Nintendo today. There's not a lot of customization for the news that you do versus you don't get. You kind of get it all, which is somewhat the point of this app. And you can see just kind of the history of things that have been announced and considered news in Nintendo today. So over the course of a year, that's been a lot. You can tap on favorites to get just to the things that you've favorited. So these are those bookmarks that I mentioned earlier. So for example, one of the things I bookmarked was Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, Switch 2 Edition, because I'm a Xenoblade person and I wanted to bookmark this trailer. No particular reason, I just did. Some of the posters for the Galaxy movie, since they've made these very available, I can probably remove these from my favorites now. We'll go back a little bit further. Some Prime stuff. Nintendo music announcements are featured here very often. Some merchandise is getting better about being promoted, like Rosalina's storybook got featured with these images, and I don't know if it was preserved or not. Let's see. Nah, there used to be like a buy button, and it would take you to the Nintendo website to purchase. But let's go all the way back all the way back to the beginning. This isn't quite the beginning, but it's close enough. Some of the things that they were doing in Nintendo Today early on to promote the Switch 2 were like the 3D system viewer. So I've bookmarked this just so, you know, it's kind of here and you can see like early on how Nintendo was promoting Nintendo Switch 2. And some franchises get like an anniversary piece of artwork, for example. So Kirby had the 27th anniversary illustration put in here. So very nice and cute. Nice way to celebrate that franchise. When the San Francisco store opened, they had a little video about that. So the whole point of Nintendo Today is not just like video game news. It is Nintendo as an entertainment company. What can they show you, or what can they promote to you to keep you engaged in Nintendo as a brand? So when new stores open, they're probably going to show that to you. New games, because that's Nintendo's big thing at the moment, is still games. So they're always going to be showing that to you. But other things too, like merchandise, franchise anniversaries. I'm hoping that someday they do better about promoting merchandise like the Mario 40th anniversary, like shirts that they had available, or the winter collection that they made available last winter. Those never made it into Nintendo Today for some reason, and I hope that Nintendo does a better job of putting those kind of things in Nintendo Today as time goes on. But you kind of get the idea of what sort of things Nintendo is putting in Nintendo Today to promote you. It's anything that is involved with the Nintendo brand. So same deal. They did something here when the Universal Orlando park opened. And if you want to customize, I said there was not a lot of customization, and it's true, there's not a lot of customization. But there is some. If you go to Home and Favorite Characters in Game Series, you can mark what franchises are your favorite. So let's say I don't want to get anything related to Kirby. I can uncheck Kirby, confirm, and I shouldn't get a lot related to Kirby going forward. So things like name that copy ability. These are the sorts of things that you won't see in Nintendo Today going forward if you unmark or unfavorite a franchise. You'll still get things like Kirby Air Riders announcements, because those are considered newsworthy to Nintendo. I do want to get some Kirby stuff, so let me go back and turn that back on before I forget. But you know, if you're big on Pokemon, you can click on Pokemon. There's Tomodachi Life in here, which is kind of bizarre to me. Xenoblade is in here. Most of Nintendo's franchises, and they do add new ones from time to time. In the same vein, in terms of themes, there's not a ton here. There's the Mario theme, Zelda, Animal Crossing, Splatoon, Pikmin, Kirby, and Donkey Kong. The Kirby and Donkey Kong themes were added in updates that they've had over the past year. So I'm hoping that as time goes on, they'll add more and more themes to Nintendo Today as well. There's a way to integrate your personal calendar into Nintendo Today if you'd like, so you can at least try to replace your default calendar app with Nintendo Today if you want to go that far off the deep end. There's a way to customize some things that you get in here as well. Widgets, I'm on an iOS-based platform, so the way widgets work on iOS is they come in these sizes, and you can have like a monthly calendar, a weekly calendar, a daily calendar, content feed, and they come in these 4 styles. I don't know how this works on Android. I don't have an Android, and I don't know what Places and Events does. Oh, this is new. I think this is just for the Galaxy Movie. They're always adding new things here. You can choose to get notifications about stuff. I choose to get mine at night, generally like once at night. But if they announce like a Nintendo Direct, that'll come straight through. It won't wait for this night push. And you can always file feedback with Nintendo if you'd like. There's some stuff here you can sign out. And then if you are well, you have to have a Nintendo account to use this, but you can display a QR code to check in at an event if you'd like. So overall, over the past year, a lot of people have disliked Nintendo Today. They think it's kind of pointless. But I think there's a kind of a misunderstanding from some of those people with what Nintendo Today is. Nintendo Today is not the news app for Nintendo to put out a statement and clarify, like, we're increasing the price of the Switch 2 Pro controller due to tariffs in the US. Like, that's not what's going on in Nintendo Today. The kind of thing that's going on in Nintendo Today is fun, daily content that keeps you engaged with the Nintendo brand. So people are like, well, why doesn't Nintendo Today just replace the newsfeed on Nintendo Switch 2? And it's like, because the newsfeed on Nintendo Switch 2 is for third-party games as well, not just Nintendo's games. So Nintendo only wants to show you Nintendo things. So that's why they created Nintendo Today. It's an experience that they control totally. They don't have to work with third parties unless they want to, then they can. And then it's on mobile devices because they want to be able to reach you, the dedicated and loyal Nintendo fan, wherever you are, whatever time of day it is. They don't want you to have to be home, on your Nintendo Switch in order to get notified that a Nintendo Direct's coming up. They want to be able to send you a push notification that a Nintendo Direct's coming up. Some of these things they used to do via social media, and to a certain extent they still do, like, the time changed. So like the Yoshi trailer, like they still put that on YouTube. But generally it gets on Nintendo Today, 5 to 30 minutes faster than it does other platforms. And considering just the state of platforms like Facebook being full of AI slop, just old people, which aren't Nintendo's primary demographic, or Twitter, which is full of, Nazi fascist content and just flooded with Elon Musk's garbage, at a given moment. Like, Nintendo doesn't want to be beholden to those platforms, so they created Nintendo Today, I have to assume, in part as a response to that, where they can do these kinds of marketing pushes and not have to worry about being being spoofed or being shown alongside content that is not favorable to their brand. So that's the reason why Nintendo Today exists. That's how Nintendo views and uses this app. It's why it's on mobile platforms and why it's not on the Switch itself or anything like that, or why Nintendo doesn't publish statements about things. Like, they don't put their quarterly earnings in here, you know what I'm saying? Because that's not fun to most people. And if it is fun to you, like it is to me, I know how to go find the Nintendo Investor Relation website and look at that information myself. But this app is targeted towards the average Nintendo fanatic, which is a little bit of an oxymoron, I recognize, but it's not meant for investors or anything like that. So as Nintendo Today evolves, like I said, they've been doing all of the marketing for the Zelda movie in Nintendo Today. And for the Galaxy movie, they've been doing just all kinds of things, like putting trailers, posters, the theater check-in, these trading cards, which is brand new. All of these things are going on in Nintendo Today to promote things that aren't just video games. So as Nintendo grows and becomes more and more diversified as an entertainment company, you're going to see them do more and more things within Nintendo Today. And I think it's going to become just a really great place for Nintendo fans like me, probably like you watching this video, to get information about what's going on in the world of Nintendo and get it straight from them. And, if you want to go get those third-party other opinions, you have ways to go get them. So that's Nintendo Today. I'm a big fan of this app. I can't wait to see how it continues to grow and evolve over the next year. And it's an app that I think I'm happy Nintendo's made. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.